Good morning. It's been a really eventful first day of gun season here in Wisconsin. It's the first day, and I think I hunted my shortest hunt of my life. Pretty sure I shot this deer, a doe, this morning at about 6 minutes after legal shooting light. So it was a really, really quick hunt. I was out in the woods. I was sitting on the ground overlooking this creek bottom, and she came running up, following the creek edge as they normally do. And then I just took a poke at her, and she ran about 10 yards and dropped. She actually flipped, so I saw it all happen, and at about 6-7 minutes after legal shooting hour, I was already out of the woods. It was the shortest hunt I've ever done. I was in the woods for a while before, but actually hunting where you can legally shoot your gun or your bow or whatever, this is the shortest that I've ever done. I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes, and right after that, I was back at the car. So it happened super quick. I was like, oh, that's a good way to start. And not only was it a quick hunt, but she died super, super fast and like 10 yards from where I shot her. So it was a really cool thing. I saw the entire thing, saw her flop, her big belly was up, and then I went and checked on her and make sure she was officially dead and everything. It's good to go. I'm about to go gut her out right now. Stay tuned. Hopefully we have some good buck action later this week, and maybe even later today. I'm going to a really cool overlooked spot, I think, which is basically cut off from anybody that doesn't have a boat, kayak, or canoe. So I'm looking forward to using my boat to access this new parcel that I've never been to before and do some still hunting, possibly some stalking with binoculars, and go after some bucks this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we have some luck there. Yep, I can see her laying right there, belly up, nice big doe. Excellent. So she was just running the edge of this creek over here on the other side. That was about, I don't know, 75 yards behind me, sitting on the ground, a little elevated on the side of a ridge, and she just came walking up over here. I shot her about here. She ran, flipped, and fell over there. I've already been over to see her to check that she was dead, and it was a good clean double lung hit, and I just put my jacket on her just in case a coyote comes or something, just to get some human scent in the area and scare off anything that would want a quick, easy meal. But I'm gonna go gut her out, drag her across this creek, and back home. You can see where she may have crossed at other times. These are pretty fresh. Last time I checked this area, these tracks weren't there, so she crossed and they work up this side, and I know they cross up there, and she kind of just walks over. And so across the creek right here, you can see this blood. I shot her. She's walking the edge this way. More blood there. Blood here. Blood there. There she is. You can see this big, that would be the exit actually. She was following the other way, so I shot her from the other side. She literally ran about 10 yards, maybe 12. Good double lung shot, as you can see. Nice good looking doe. She had a fawn with her, but I didn't see the fawn too well. It kind of ran off, of course, sticked around for a little bit, and then it ran off. So sorry I didn't get the shot on camera. My camera didn't turn on when I pushed record this morning. It was a long way away, so I'm not sure if I would have gotten the footage anyway. It's really hard to self-film hunts. It's not like fishing, of course. So when I pushed the on button and record, nothing happened on my camera, but I was like, I can't keep moving like this, because when I raised up my gun to shoot, she did look up. As she was walking, she kind of stopped and looked, went back where she came from. I was like, oh great, she just saw me. And then for some reason turned around and went back the way she was headed. So she's up on this creek bank here. I'm gonna drag her down, cross the creek, guard her out over there, be a little easier, then drag her out the rest of the way. There's a big doe. These are the ones you want to shoot, because you get a lot of meat off of them. It serves their time. Probably had a lot of babies over the years, so this is the one that you wanna kill. So yeah, here's another look. Alright, so here's a really quick overview of what happened. There's a deer trail that comes down the ridge here, and there's a deer trail that follows the creek alongside of the ridge, and then of course it continues here. And this is where I ended up shooting the deer when she came down. I believe she came down the ridge this way and then stopped right here, and that's where I shot her. She ended up going back and then coming here again, and I shot her the second time I saw her. These black X's here and down here, that's thick cover, so I essentially had a shooting lane from my stand area here across the creek and there across the creek. I was not expecting to see her go out this far because it's open hardwoods as well as over here, so there's not a whole lot pulling deer there. What I was doing is I was just basically sitting on the ground a few feet up the ridge, so I had a little bit of elevation. I cannot see over this thick cover, and if I sit on the top of this ridge, then I'm kind of in the canopy where I see a lot of trees and branches, so you have to kind of go down this ridge a little bit to see anything and look for these slight openings here, these shooting lanes, in order to shoot any deer across the ridge. Alright, I made it to my spot. It's really cool. If you look over here, all it is lowland river bottom. So my goal is to use this clump maple, these trees like this, as a barrier and still hunt my way in. Got about maybe 200 acres to work with here, and the only way to access this point is by boat. And I actually had to break ice to get back in this little slough here with the cold weather we've had. And so, as you can see, it's all broken up and everything. I'm gonna take my rifle out, binoculars, and just work my way back that way. And since I don't expect to see too many people here, hopefully none, this could be prime spot for where deer get pushed to on the opening weekend. So I'm working my way back to this ridge. It's the only thing here so far that makes this habitat diverse. Otherwise it's all river bottom maple, some grass, but that's all pretty thinned out, so that's not good cover. I did go through a small section of thick brush. It looked like it could have been a nice bedding area. I saw a scrape that's old, so it tells me they still move through here. I'm gonna go up to that ridge. The wind's blowing in this direction, so if there's anything up there, it's going to be on the other side, the leeward side of that ridge. I have to shoot bucks because my doe tag has been filled, which is a good problem in my opinion. If there's bucks in here, there's a good chance it's going to be on the other side of that ridge. So I love hunting creeks. It means there's diverse habitat. Deer need water to drink. There's edge. Deer are creatures of edge. So it's a no-brainer to hunt creeks, especially during early season, but now it's moving into late season, post-rut gun season. And I'm gonna slowly come down this ridge right here, walk the edge of this creek. My wind is blowing this way, and I'm expecting the deer to come from there, so I have to get on the other side of that creek, and I'm gonna look for a major crossing, kind of follow it where you can see a deer trail, and then set off just to the side of that and hope for some crossing this evening, just at last light. I've got nothing with me except a gun and this GoPro and a light. I left everything back at the boat. I might freeze. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just saw somebody has a trail camera over there. That sucks. I haven't seen anybody hunting back here. And you think if they had a trail camera in the area, there's a good chance they'd be here on opening day of gun season. But that's okay, I'm okay with that. It's a really good spot. It's right by that rub on this really beaten trail on the edge of a ridge, in between the ridge and this creek. It's a prime spot for it, so obviously they know what they're doing. Look at this. Deer tracks over there. It's either a dog or a coyote, probably a coyote. This looks like where they cross right here across this creek, one of the spots.